PCV and catch can setups, I'll do one for my other car here. I'll give a rundown of what I've done, how to basically run a twin catch can setup for the EJs. It's a common thing. So just before I get started, I don't know how many people actually know this, but with the Subarus, you know, you can normally, that's your normal bonnet setup when you open it. But you can actually push the bonnet right back and you can pull, just wiggle it out of this little grommet down here and then spin it end for end and hook it through this little bracket, and then you can use it like so. So you've got all this space clear now. Alright, so firstly, because this is a MAF based tune, so basically this is obviously completely different to stock, but down here I've got my MAF sensor relocated on the underside here. So basically what the MAF does is it senses airflow through the turbo intake, and then that tells the ECU how much fuel to add per, you know, the amount of, or the volume of air that's coming through. So the reason that works differently to, say, this car with the MAP is that if you have air that gets introduced into the system that isn't counted for, the ECU is not going to add the fuel to back it up, so you'll run lean. Or if you're losing air before it actually gets into the engine and burnt, you're going to be actually running rich. And that's the common, you know, the common reason why a lot of people have their cars going pig rich. They don't know why. Normally that's because you've either got a boost leak or a vacuum leak. So that's the building blocks. Now we've got that established, I guess I'll start with the actual breather on the block. Yeah, you see this from factory, this comes up and there's a T. So one hose goes to the PCV valve in the back of the inlet manifold, and the other one goes normally straight back into this pre-turbo. So then what happens with the factory setup is when you get into boost, the PCV valve shuts, so then all your blow-by is coming back into the pre-turbo inlet. And that's why you'll always see, you know, with your factory Subarus, you'll always find oil build-up on the compressor inlet, and also sometimes it starts coming through your charge piping. So what you have to do to run a proper twin catch can setup, to do it properly, instead of this hose now, instead of it going back to the pre-turbo inlet, you basically break that off, and you can see I've done it in -10 speed flow line, but you can just do it in a simple rubber hose like most people do. So you take that line that normally goes to the turbo inlet, you break that away from the turbo inlet, and then you take it through. So this is the inlet of the catch can. So this is basically the block breather, dedicated catch can. So you come in the inlet, gets filtered, and then back out the outlet and into the turbo intake. So moving on, the next component are the two valve covers, or the two head breathers. I've got a -8 line for both of them, and then it merges into a single -10, and then into the catch can, filtered, back out, and sucked back through the turbo. So nice clean air coming out of there, and it'll keep everything nice and clean, no messy oil. And running it this way also, as I've said before, this is completely emissions legal. Well, I guess I should also touch on catch can selection. These ones I've made, obviously, with custom mounting and everything, but they're based on the design of the Seiko Mishi ones. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but a lot of the Subaru guys, as you probably have seen, The Seiko Mishi ones are custom made. They're a popular choice with the Subaru crowd. My good mate's got a few of them. They look pretty good quality, so yeah, it's a bit of a wait, but if you don't have the gear to make ones like I did, you know, popular brands like Seiko Mishi, Mishimoto, Moroso, you know, all the like, they're pretty good. So, you know, you don't want to skimp when you're buying a catch can. So hopefully this helps some people out. Obviously, it's not going to be for everyone. This will definitely benefit anyone that takes their car to the track. Or drives it hard regularly. So I highly recommend doing this. Obviously, your setup doesn't need to be as crazy as this, but you know, this is just how I roll. It's how I like it, and I've got the gear to do it. So